Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am PANCZASU, the mighty mix spammer, still sick, but feeling better. Oh, starting my timer, while I remember to do so. Okay, so there is a battle that immediately requires our attention for a nice start, just so that we cannot actually remember what on earth we were doing in the last episode. Don't worry, I actually do remember for a change pretty much everything we did, which is unusual. Apparently sickness, even though it does increase my amnesia, it doesn't affect my short-term memory, some things. I don't even know. I'm not gonna try and pretend like I get what on earth is happening, but I do remember what I was doing last time we played, so yeah, I know what to commentate on. And I know what our plans are, and OMG, that was a loud thingy indeed. Whatever, I believe that we will be able to completely obliterate the enemy fleet without bigger problems. Their small ship is already destroyed just by the kinetics themselves. How did I do that? Did you see that the camera jumped? I was never able to do that. I knew that there is probably a combination of buttons that allowed you to do so, but I just suddenly jumped from the enemy fleet to my fleet in terms of my camera positioning, and it was awesome. So apparently it is possible. I just don't know how to recreate this effect, and I would really love to indeed be able to do that again in the future because it was kinda awesome. Okay, so this hero pardon me, I am still sick. I just regained my voice for the most part, so I'm trying to put out this video yet again, and I'll talk about a little bit more why. Well, actually it is kinda obvious why, because I love you and I want to get a little bit more publicity, because well, I actually am gonna explain it later. For now, let us focus on what this hero needs. Dirty tricks, yet again, somebody suggested it, and it is a really nice upgrade. It gives you more melee and more offense. And I think I might go for it, but I do have a vague memory. Actually, I don't have any vague memory, but I'm trying to figure out if there was actually something or not after Defender 203. Because it does feel like there was actually some kind of good ability hidden after that, and I do know for a fact that Dust Wielder allows you to get Illusionist battle card, which is sick. I mean, just creating a dummy fake ships in your fleet would be awesome, and I would love to have that. Also, Dust Wielder, because I am a Spendthrift, would be really helping me out. But then again, since we are about to go into a lot of melee battles, there's the tricks. Okay, I'll go for it. It is a difficult decision, but I went for it. Hope it will pay off. If it doesn't, then, well, I know who to blame. I still remember who suggested me going for this upgrade. Sorry. Don't worry, I will not blame you. I remember you are in South Korea right now, which means that you are, quite frankly, the most awesome of all my fans. No offense meant to my other fans, I like you, but being in South Korea means that you're better. OMG, there go my subscribers. I'm not sure if it actually matters all that much because, as I said, I have a lot of subscribers, relatively speaking, of course. I mean, 163 is not exactly shaboozy amount of subscribers, but it's nothing to sniff at. And yet I have only like 8 views per video cast, which is rather odd. So let me think, what we need to do, because I still have this plan to attack Amoebas, as you may remember, and they are indeed losing their forces relatively quick-ish, per se, because the only thing I can see here is this really weak fleet and this fleet. None of these are particularly big threat, but I am indeed worried that they might be hiding something, for example in a hangar. If they have ships in a hangar, for example in a Placidus or other system, then there's no way of me knowing that, which is annoying and a little bit scary indeed. So it is a risky thing to attack them, but again, it's so tempting. It would also increase the pace of the game and so on and so forth. So what I need to do is make sure that every single one of my fleet has a single morph in it. For obvious reasons, I created this ship to be my supporting ship, but so far it seems like we can easily get 2 fleets being used in an effective way, especially after we get some support from Nessus. Now, Kratos decided to be annoying. They use the scout to block away my luxury resource, which is mundane artifact, and I do need it, dear Seth, so you're gonna die. So it's about time we start using Nessus yet again as our production hub, because, just to remind you, it has a sick amount of industry on it, and we are indeed going to use it to its full potential, I hope. before we do that, actually, I want to decrease the tax rate to get even more science because we all know I need it. However, the problem I have with this is that right now, majority of my dust comes from Lesus. And as soon as I stop converting industry into dust, it's going to change dramatically, and I don't know if I will need this tax rate or not. Also, you have to keep in mind that those ships do cost dust to maintain. And this is it again, something to see, but oh, only 25% converted into dust? I was sure, 100% certain that it was 50% of industry, not 25. Either they changed something, maybe even a long time ago, or I'm a dummy. I think the first case is indeed the case, because I do remember reading all of those descriptions very thoroughly when the alpha went out, so I guess that somewhere in between they actually changed it, nerfed this ability. Well, it's good to know, it's good to know. So, let's go jump into the lesson system, just because I like watching my planets, they look kinda cool and awesome. And what we want to do here is just spawn as many ships as humanly possible. But let us also do it with a certain idea to it. Not idea, but with a certain plan. Or whatever, you know what I mean. So first of all, Alpha Fleet, because it's called Alpha, it's going to be the Alpha Fleet. It is actually already maxed out on ships. It has a single morph and a lot of areas. Those areas do need to be retrofitted though. They are only areas 5 or 6. And if you remember, they are pretty weak, especially the deflectors are really bad, and I do need to take care of that. Also, this other fleet, it does have area 7s, which is a little bit better, actually a lot better from what I remember. Let us check. No, it is not better in terms of deflectors, but it's still better in terms of weapons modules, so this is something. So what I need is 10 more areas. Actually no, I need 8 more areas and a single additional morph to reinforce this particular fleet. So that's what I'm going to queue up. A single morph and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 areas. I believe it is 8. I might have been... Well, yet again, the question is this a bug, or is it actually going to take me a single turn to produce all of those areas? I have no idea, but since I need a big fleet at this point, I really do, there's no harm in me just queuing up yet another morph. Okay, there's no way I'll be able to make all of that in a single turn, so this is a bug. It happens. And then I'll create even more areas. So how many do I need? I need 13. Actually, now that I think of it, just one turn till I get more control cap. Yeah, command points cap. Those are 3 extra command points, so I can just squeeze in 3 more areas in my production hub to send it to my fleet. And also I need additional 3 to go into my 15 out of 15 fleets, so I can do that. But since Lesus is already over encumbered in tasks, I might as well order either Ilium or Los to do it. Whichever is closer. They're both relatively close, and since Los has a little bit more production, I'll use this one to create those 8 remaining areas. There's no problem about that. Also, why doesn't it have redundant infrastructures? This would really help me out there, so I don't really get why I skipped this upgrade. I might have missed it, simply it just sometimes happens. And then go back into dust conversion. And again, I would love to be able to convert my industry into science, because look at that, I'm still at 6th place. I shouldn't be. I have to be at 1st in order to hope for a victory, but I need... Sorry. I need the dust, because unfortunately my faction is a spendthrift. Yeah, well, I tried to make it difficult on myself, and this is indeed the case. So I was successful in that part, at least. That's what I can tell about myself. And now going back on topic, why I'm actually so persistent in trying to get more publicity, because yes, primary reason why I make this videocast is for fun. I like making them, and even if I get no profit whatsoever, I don't care, because the profit is that I get to talk to myself, and apparently I like it. No, many videocasters are weirdos in this respect, I believe, and I'm one of them. But there is also this other thing that struck my mind. If I am able to make like 10 euros, or maybe even, let's go wild, let's say I could even maybe make like 15 euros a month, does it allow me to buy actually quite a bit of games relatively quickly-ish for you to watch the footage of, which could be actually kinda interesting. Because I would be able to pump out more footage out of many multiple games that right now maybe I can afford but don't really want to afford, because the price tag is too high for the quality of the game. For example, right now there's this game called Prison Architect that I actually would like to get my hands on, and I also like to make some videocasts of it because I already know how to, I already have my ideas on how to make this game better. But the problem is, this game costs $30, which is way too much for an indie title that is in the alpha as well, in my opinion. And I lost a Morph. I'm not sure if you get it, but it's actually a big loss. This is my support ship that was really increasing the value of my fleet by a big amount, and I hate it. I hated it happened. I know how to do something about that. Most likely I'll have to somehow try to redesign Morph in such a way that they actually does have a little bit more defense. And I also lost an area. Which area was that? Area 8. That sounds so great. I mean, this was a rather big enemy fleet, so there's nothing to be too ashamed of. I mean, I was supposed to lose ships over there, but I'm not too happy that I lost Morph. Areas I'm okay with. They are supposed to go down. Morph, not so much. I need it alive for as long as possible, because yet again, it is my support ship, and what good is a support ship if it cannot actually support you, because it is dead? Also remind me to not use this kind of voices. Thank you very much. You might be noticing that I am simply going for the boring linear persistence all the way across the sky. No, in the medium and melee phase. That's because we still are going in the old patch. We don't have more HP on our ships, and because of that, there's no way those battles will drag on to medium or melee phase. Or even if they actually do drag on for this time, then they will end up right after entering medium phase. So it is more important for me to actually repair the damage rather than to do anything else in those phases. And the enemy does have a lot of rockets. I should have felt about that. I lost yet another area. Even though I did manage to relatively quickly destroy the enemy ships, it also didn't happen all that fast. And if there's a reason why this happened, then I blame the loss of Morph. Because really, losing a Morph significantly, at least I believe so, decrease my potential, because actually maybe that is not the case. If I remember correctly, Morph only increased my critical damage, nothing else. So maybe that is something. And oh man, the enemy still has a lot of fleets coming in this way. Actually, they are not coming this way, they are already here. So what I'm going to do is go for Dust Wheeler. I will need my illusions. There it is, illusionists. It's going to be awesome, at least I hope it is. To be quite honest, I don't remember this ability. So yeah, I'm just kind of experimenting, just as you would. Why would you be experimenting? I don't even know it. I don't. Well, just let me shut up, because this is what I do best, not talk. The problem with those videocasts is I need to talk so that I cannot shut up, and because of that, I'm a bad videocaster. It all comes down in a circle of life, and awesomeness, whatever. Let me just shut up. As I said, this is the best thing I can do. Okay, so I think I will delay my battle against Amoebas a little bit longer, or actually, oh yeah, how much production do you have? Not a lot. So what I'm going to do is actually dispatch. First of all, I'll make Laws create a Moran for me, and I'll move it right after the area so that we can get it relatively quickly. And I'll also dispatch the Moran out of the Alpha fleet. Yes, you dear sir, onto my main fleet as Ein. Now, because I already have the upgrade that allows me to get more population on every single of my fleets, then I can safely use. I lost my track of thought. I'm sorry. I'm still a little bit sick, and as I said, my sickness is increasing the power of my amnesia, which I talked about a billion times, which is probably pretty boring for you guys. I'm sorry. So what I need to do is, man, I want to retrofit my Morims, but thing is, I'm still unable to do so. It is going to take a while before I get Smart Cargo. And then Morphs, Smart Cargo isn't actually all that great, so I'll have a quick look at Morphs, see if there's anything I can do about them right now to actually increase the effectiveness in the defense, if there is actually something that we can award that we can use. So they actually have Plasma Selects right now. Go on, I don't need you, I do need my defense as much as humanly possible, especially the rockets, because right now in this patch most of the battles end up finishing in the long range phase, so I care about rockets most because they are most effective in this phase. As simple as that. Actually, I can get rid of a single layer of plasma shields, especially because I haven't seen anybody using lasers so far, and I can actually put that in maybe into plasma selects indeed, just for the sake of looking awesome. No, actually having a little bit of power is something. It looks nice. That's pretty much my only line of reasoning right there, but it is a line of reasoning which is better than not having a line of reasoning at all, I guess, maybe. Okay, so now that this change has been done, we can retrofit our Beta Morph, and as soon as possible we're also going to send it to the Iron system and hope that it is actually going to make a difference in the future battles. Right now I'm kinda hesitant to engage, because if I do so I'm just going to keep losing my areas over and over again. I mean, I can reinforce them with those two, which is exactly what I'm going to do. So I'll match those two guys together into a single fleet and I'll send them in that general vicinity. Also I'll have to queue up 2 more areas because of that, but it will allow me to control the losses a little bit still. Engaging the enemy is going to be important, because if I don't do so now, they are going to just stack up on those fleets upon me, and it will take ages to fight through them in the future. I don't want this to happen. But then again, fighting right now might be a little bit of a problem, because I will not be able to go through them. I will not be able to kill all of them. I mean, I will be able to kill all of them, but with each battle, I'll keep losing my ships, and that's suboptimal. But one thing I know for sure, this cast needs a little bit more excitement, and what is more exciting than actually risking your ships in a foolish attempt to attack your friendly neighbors that are actually super cute and are helping you in every way imaginable. Also, as you may have noticed, Ilium is beyond my sphere of influence. I don't like this. I'm going to have to do something about this, and this little upgrade is going to help me do just that. Predictive sensor air, and what on earth? Why does this hydrogen have no exploitation? And it has a moon to survey. OMG, I really put the system down for whatever reason. But okay, that's not actually it is a big deal. I'm just trying to make it sound like it isn't, because I look like a dummy forgetting about this kind of stuff. But then again, I am recording, so I guess I could potentially be pardoned a little bit. Not really. Okay, so OMG, we have a lot of dust. How did we get so much? You know, if this is all from my hero ability, just to show you, this guy just does have this ability called Saboteur, which gives me plus 20 dust for each destroy enemy control point on Emperor. So this is, Dreadnoughts have 4, other ships have 2 or 1. No, it couldn't just give me 1,000, could it? No, it couldn't. Could it? More like 200 or something, but man, somehow all of a sudden I have a lot of dust. Nothing to sneeze at, I'm going to use it. What else am I going to use it at, though? I forgot. Was it on the system? No. Was it... What was it? What was I going to use the dust on? OMG, I don't remember. Because my tax rate is suboptimal, because I will start losing dust and I don't want this to occur. So... Man, but... Oh, I remember one of the things I wanted to do. This hero, right? So I was looking at this hero as if he is just an administrator, which also was a flaw on my part, because he's also a commander, so I don't have to use this guy as administrator. I can use him as commander as well, and this is precisely what I'm going to do. I'm going to hire him, and I'm going to dispatch him into the Alpha fleet, which is the most awesome fleet of all, because it's called the Alpha fleet, apparently. Also, actually, can I merge those two together? No, but I almost can, so I'm just going to dump out this area, thank you very much, and then merge those two guys together. Actually, wait a minute, I could merge those from the get-go, why couldn't I actually? I was sure that this button was grayed out, whatever. Actually, I'll need to dump out 2 more areas, because I need a place for more. So, is there any area 5? There is 1. Any more area 5? Is that 5? Yes, it is 5 indeed, so I can dump those out, start making another fleet, but this one, after it gets its morph, not this one, the other one, then it will be awesome. It already has quite a bit of military strength, and when it has more of it, it's going to be really strong. And by really strong, I mean actually really strong. Okay, so what kind of fleet do I want to refit? This one, not so much. It's not going to be useful for at all. I can retrofit this one. Oh, because it has only a more 3, not more 4. That's strange. I thought I did retrofit this guy. Apparently, wait, it's a different fleet? Where is it then? Oh, that's the fleet. Okay, that kind of clears a couple of things out. I cannot speak today. I'm sorry, but again, I'm sick. I actually do have my voice with me today, so it doesn't sound too bad. But okay, I don't have the money to retrofit all of the ships, so let's focus on the fires, because they need retrofitting the most, and they gain the most profit out of that. So there is 1 fire retrofitted. I don't see any more, So let's start working on those 6. I'll leave a little bit more dust left for myself because it's relatively sunny-ish. I'll be able to retrofit my ships again as soon as I get more tonnage on them, so I'll try to save up some of the dust. Now why not go wild and actually attack the opponent, because you know what, it would make for a more exciting videocast, and I decided to sacrifice the Dreadnought. It looks like they are afraid of losing their fleets as well, and because of that they're just throwing a bit of a counterfoil in my general direction, trying to make sure that they can survive for as long as possible, hold their positions, which is understandable, but yet again, a little bit stupid. I would like to be able to choose the fleet that I want to attack. Since I'm the attacker, I assume that I am actually sitting behind the steering wheel of my ships. Why cannot I move 5 inches to the right and actually attack the fleet I want to attack, instead of a fleet that I don't want to attack? Nevertheless, it is not something that we're going to see in the game anytime soon, I believe, but a thing that we might see in the game is something that I proposed on a game design proposals, whatever, you know what I mean. Something that we discussed a long time ago. You remember when I talked how awesome it would be to be able to ram your ships into the enemy ships, Star Trek Nemesis style? Well, so far, the response, I did create a thread for that, and the response has been pretty good. And by pretty good, I actually mean that. People like this idea, it made it into the general list of ideas, and now it is just... I just have to wait and see if the devs notice that, and if they notice that, if they like it. Actually, they will notice that because they I did make it into a list that they actually do read quite thoroughly, as I've heard. Let's use proper English. But yeah, let's see if they like it. Maybe they do, and if they do, it's going to be awesome. At least my master has. I mean, ramming the ships in space into each other is awesome. And I don't see how it could not be considered awesome, because it's quite frankly awesome. It's really not the best vidcast. I think I should actually end it relatively soon-ish, just because I don't want to create a low quality videocast. I don't want to not create any videocasts, and I don't really have the thought to keep making it, but there's no reason for me actually to keep dragging this torture on for any longer than it is. Also, I've been thinking about... I forgot what I have been thinking about. Yeah, again, my amnesia in action, I should actually be considered as a candidate to some kind of Guinness record book or whatever. Actually, not really, because I'm pretty sure that there are people with amnesia, with actual amnesia, rather than what I have that is more like a quasi-amnesia than anything else. So let's try and have a decent look at our ships. And this is okay-ish, I guess. If I press if I press F, Control, then my camera actually starts moving along with those two fleets, so I'm not sure if this is actually the case, because they are still moving in my screen, but I think they are moving slightly slower than they would normally, so this is kinda cool. Okay, so my ships, I lost a single ship, but I also killed pretty much everybody else, so the other systems are going to be useful. I should have actually negated their missile damage, because as you can see there is a lot of missiles coming in my general direction, and that I do not like. Now bear with me as I try to make this camera work as well as humanly possible, which is relatively difficult. And I only lost a single ship, one of the areas took some damage, but aside from that it was a-okay, I guess. It could have been worse, but still I keep losing my ships, which is not the best thing in the world. And the enemy keeps attacking me before I can actually give a level up to my hero, which is really annoying, because I would love to give him the illusionist ability, and I cannot, because the enemy AI is cheating, as it tends to do, unfortunately. Also, on a side note, I have been actually considering, some of you, one of you that may actually have stuck in for so long, may remember that I started a mini-series of Might and Magic Heroes 6 when I was actually playing multiplayer, because there isn't any footage of anybody doing so. So I thought it would be kinda cool, but shortly after starting the series, I reinstalled Heroes of Might and Magic 5 on my hard drive, and I was just amazed by how superior Heroes of Might and Magic 5 is to its sequel, or rather a prequel, whatever, Heroes 6. which is just mind-boggling. How can you make a game so bad in comparison to games that are so much older to it? It's just sad. And that's pretty much the definition. Oh, they're gonna ram into each other just to be awesome. No, they're not. But actually, oh, they almost made it, but the other ship started collapsing as well, so they didn't quite did it. Close enough. Anyway, so I was just thrown away by how great Heroes 5 is in comparison to 6, or rather how Heroes 6 is pathetically bad compared to what it is. Well, recently I noticed that actually the developers of Hero 6 have decided to finally put the town screens in. Now this isn't something that we've been entitled to, because when buying the game we knew that we're not gonna get the town screens. But from the other side, the developers did indeed promise that we would get the town screens after release. Now, just like in politics, you can't rely on promises alone. But so we shouldn't yet again say that we are entitled to those town screens. But from the other side, since they promised it, we should and can indeed be a little bit critical about the town screens. And looking at those town screens, I am a bit critical. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy they're there. Maybe, just maybe, it is a step in the right direction for the game. Maybe it's worth playing right now. We're gonna say I would actually try to resurrect the multiplayer series of Hero 6. And see how it goes, and OMG, they just obliterated my errors, even though I did have weapon deception. Huh. Surprised, I am really surprised. I didn't expect that one to happen. Whatever. So I'll try to resurrect the series and see how it goes. But if this indeed does happen, then I'll discuss a little bit more thoroughly why I still am disappointed with the town screens. Because I am disappointed with what we got. And by the way, we got our first expansion to Hero 6 announced. I mean, I don't really count the first DLCs, Pirates of the Bering Seas and Dance Macabre as legitimate expansions, they are just DLCs per se. But anyway, as I said, we do have our first bit of expansion announced when we actually are going to get a new town, the Dungeon Town, which was my favorite town in pretty much every Heroes game. And oh, I forgot all that. Furious Foe. How did I get it all from Dust Wheeler? This is cool. This is actually really cool. I never had this ability before. And I'm really tempted to get it. The problem is I only have 2 more levels. So I get 2 points, ability points now and 2 more in the future. And I can spend them all on Defender. And that's pretty much what I'm going to do actually. Pretty much. Because Fearless Foe looks like it is going to be really amazing. It is going to make my hero stand out in those hero-to-hero combat, which actually does happen. Because, for example, at least the 2 battles we had, I'm pretty sure were against an enemy hero. And then again, battle action illusion, I just want to see it. That as simple as that. So thank you for that, dear hero. And okay, this is okay. Wait a second. So that was a different hero over there. Which hero gained a level? Oh, there. No, it's an idle hero. I didn't give him an assignment tool yet, which is stupid of me, but whatever. Let's have a quick look. Inspect. Okay, you have another ability point. What do you need? Well, you need veteran. That's what you need. But you, dear sir, you need to be assigned to fleet. Which fleet? Well, fleet not Beta, Alpha, I believe. That is the fleet for you, dear sir. There we go. A bunch of battles. That's. Guys, I'm really sorry, but I don't want to backstab you. I just want to murder you. That is a little bit cleaner than backstabbing, I believe. So no, I'm sorry. I cannot agree to that. Okay, have interspecies HR, which I don't care at all about. Empty Moon, I don't care about that either. A bunch of stuff has finished doing some stuff, whether I cannot even speak English properly, which is the case for pretty much every single of my casts. You, dear sir, you're annoying for a very, very long time. You're gonna die. Also, my hero needs a little bit of a target practice. Practice? Yeah, target practice is the thing you get. So how about you die? Oh, and I just managed to spit into my microphone, which happens, I guess. But anyway, I'm gonna knife this little ship. Why did I go into melee phase? I guess I really got sick of this little fella just being annoying all the way through. So how about we add insult to injury and go for adaptive strategy? All EMP, just so he cannot even play on his game board while he's dying. Or something. So that's going to happen. I'm going to obliterate this poor fella. It's gonna be awesome. He doesn't have any weapons, does he? No, indeed he doesn't. He doesn't have any defenses either, and he's gone. Thank you very much. He can't do my card, to my amusement, but it doesn't really matter now, does it? Alright, oh, and there are still missiles going in his way. Poor guy. If there is actually some kind of dude alive in like a life suit or something, a space suit, just floating in the space, hoping to survive. Nope, ain't happening. You are dead. Sorry to say that. Okay, so my hero did level up from this battle, amusingly enough. And Chimeras get any amazing abilities? I don't really remember. So I just go for the traditional more offensive hero because it is always cool. Oh, they get Tactician, which is nice. I'm gonna go for it, definitely no questions asked. This is an amazing upgrade that I always go for whenever I can. So that's why I'm given. And can we actually end the 10 and maybe a video cast on top of that? It has been 30 minutes, which is not that long, but yet again, I don't think I should make my video cast too long in this particular situation when I'm not doing so great at casting. Because I'm not, let's just face it. So my hero, when we're gonna call to those battles, is going to be super effective because of the fact that I have now this new trait. And actually, since I captured Ain, I'm gonna scrap some of the improvements. Actually, no, I'm not gonna do so because I'm gonna give this system to Hisho very soon. But very soon is not just right now, and I don't want to lose dust on those upgrades that this system clearly doesn't need. So I'm just gonna scrap them, thank you very much. Keep scrapping them. Keep scrapping them even more. And the rest can stay for now. It's still costing me a lot of dust, this system, but I'm gonna need it. And the reason why I need it is quite simply because I want to retrofit some of my ships that are in this fleet, and now I am at least able to do so. Or not, apparently. Whatever. This happened. Why cannot I retrofit? Well, now I can, that was strange. Whatever, that was weird. Okay, can we actually finish the video cast here and maybe even end the 10 on top of that? I don't believe there's anything in this particular 10 that actually requires our attention, so what I'm going to do is end the 10 and say my outro. It was PANCZASU, the mighty mix pan. If you enjoyed my video, please like it, maybe subscribe to my channel. Also, I encourage you to leave a comment and a short explanation why it is important for me that you leave a comment and maybe even like this video cast. Subscription is less important for me because so far I'm having more subscribers than I have views for whatever reason, and I don't want to fight. This is going to be featured in the next video cast, so I'm just going to save the game, allowing myself to fight at a later date. Save. Yes, thank you very much. Okay, so we're gonna quit into the main menu because, as I said, I don't want to fight just now, right yet. Yes, yeah, whatever. So I need a publicity because if I get publicity, I get a little bit more money from that revenue. Right now I get 2 euros per month, which is still nice actually. But I wasn't able to actually get this money because until I get a total accumulated amount of 70, you cannot actually get it. You just get a pat on the back from Google. But whatever, if I actually get the money, I could spend it on games that I could show to you guys and maybe provide you with a little bit more content than usual, and the content that you personally might be a little bit more interested in. So that's it. I'm not going to spend the money from the ad revenue on anything else, I promise. Even though I could use it on, for example, I don't know, putting it away for my trip to Korea, which is going to be extraordinarily expensive, by the way. I'm just not gonna do it. I'm gonna spend it on you guys because I love it. So yet again, thank you for watching and I'll see you online.